Hello and welcome to HITC Sport. Right, that was an exciting last day scrap for Champions League, wasn't it? Chelsea playing Wolves at Stamford Bridge, whilst Man United were travelling to the King Power Stadium. It honestly felt like this was a championship-style old-fashioned playoff for the final Champions League spot. So, what if that actually existed? If the teams who finished 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th in the Premier League all instead just competed in a mini playoff system, with the ultimate prize being Champions League football? I think that would be an exciting way to end the season. Many probably worried that if a team who finished 7th fluked their way into Europe's elite competition, they might just disgrace the country and just be a giant skid mark being laughed at out of the Champions League. Well, let's take a look. Going back to 2005, let's pick the weakest squad who finished inside the top 7 and see how they would have fared had they qualified for the Champions League the following season, taking the place of the team who finished 4th. Right, let's take a look and see how far they would have gone in the tournament. 04-05, Middlesbrough, Champions League quarterfinals. Alright, let's go back to the summer of 2005 when the battle for top 4 was contested by Everton, Liverpool, Bolton and Middlesbrough. This was an era where the England job had only 2 job candidates, Big Sam and Steve McLaren. It's like choosing to marry either Kitty Hopkins or a melted bin bag. Not exactly spoiled for choice, but in this reality where the weakest team crawl through this imaginary Champions League playoff, I actually think Borough would have done alright. Sure, many of you probably think that putting Steve McLaren in the Champions League is like stuffing a toddler into a microwave, but he actually took this Borough squad to UEFA Cup final, knocking out the likes of Dnipro, Stuttgart, Roma, FC Basel and Steaua Bucharest along the way. Let's not forget, they also beat Arsenal, Chelsea and Man United in the league that year. They recently won a Carling Cup. This was a team for the big occasion. Everton finished 4th in May 2005, so give Middlesbrough their same Champions League run. While the Toffees were dumped out of the qualifiers by Villarreal, I think Borough could have squeaked past them. They would have then been placed in a fairly weak group. I could see them finishing 2nd in that easy. They would have then been up against Liverpool in the last 16, and considering the way Middlesbrough dealt with Chelsea and Man United in the league that season, I could absolutely see them getting past the likes of Mumba Sissoko and Jermaine Pennant before getting absolutely torn to pieces by Barcelona in the quarterfinals. No, I'm not deluded enough to think that Ronaldinho wouldn't have turned the likes of Matthew Bates and Christopher Riggett into a defensive ham sandwich. 05-06, Newcastle Champions League qualifying round. Okay, I'm really not sure how Glenn Roeder managed to tumble a Newcastle team consisting of defensive headaches, injury-prone stars and Shola Amiobi into the top 7 of the Premier League back in 2006. Let's not forget, they spent the first 2/3 of the season in a goddamn relegation scrap. So how would this fragile, weak-minded team have done had they won the playoffs and qualified for the Champions League? Lads, it wouldn't have been pretty. Sure, they'd have taken Arsenal's place and been handed a qualifying round against Dynamo Zagreb, but I'm pretty sure that's where the dream would have ended. That team had Eduardo da Silva, Luka Modric and Vedran Chorluka. Newcastle during the mid-2000s, they were a complete and utter mess. They were dumped out of UEFA Cup that season by AZ Alkmaar, so what chance would they have had against half the Croatian team? 06-07 Bolton Champions League last 16. Yeah, during the 06-07 season, Sam Allardyce guided Bolton to 7th before walking out the door to catch the first flight to Newcastle. I know what you're thinking, a rudderless Bolton ship would have been chewed up and left to die on the Champions League sidewalk. Well, for some reason, under Gary Megson during the 07-08 season, while Bolton were a Premier League whipping boy, staying up by the width of a hamster's knob, they did alright in the UEFA Cup. They reached the last 16, having snatched a 2-2 draw at Bayern Munich, winning away at Red Star Belgrade, and even knocking out Atletico Madrid in the round of 32. So instead, give them Arsenal's place in the Champions League that season. Yeah, they'd have got past Sparta Prague in the qualifying round, finished 2nd in a group consisting of Sevilla, Slavia Prague and Steaua Bucharest, before yes, getting eaten alive by AC Milan in the last 16. Sure, Milan were an aging team, but I'm sorry, put Andrea Pirlo, Clarence Seedorf and Kaká up against the likes of Gavin McCann and Danny Guthrie. I almost wouldn't want to watch. 07-08 Blackburn Champions League qualifying round. Yeah, Blackburn under Mark Hughes finished 7th during the 07-08 season, with Roque Santa Cruz scoring 23 goals. So right, this time, take 4th place Liverpool out of the equation, give their spot to David Bentley and Robbie Savage. How would they have fared in the Champions League? Well, considering the following season they would have Paul Ince in charge, a guy less equipped to manage a football team than the goddamn tea lady, I'm guessing not very well. Sure, Liverpool eventually wound up spanking Real Madrid 5-0 over 2 legs, but they needed extra time to scramble past Standard Liège in the qualifying rounds. A Liège team with Axel Witsel, Steven Defour, Mauro Fellaini and Christian Benteke stuffed in the team. I'm pretty sure they would have eaten a Blackburn team coached by Ince for breakfast with whipped cream on top. 08-09 Fulham Champions League quarterfinals. Yeah, 08-09 was the season Fulham under Roy Hodgson finished 7th in the league, qualifying for the Europa League where they'd end up reaching the final, having seen off the likes of Shakhtar Donetsk, Juventus, Wolfsburg and Hamburg. So instead, give them Arsenal's Champions League berth. How would they have done? Well, like the Gunners, I'm pretty sure they'd have overcome Celtic in the qualifying round, probably qualified as group winners from this piss-easy group. Arsenal smashed Porto 5-0 at home in the quarterfinals. Considering Fulham stuck 4 past Gianluigi Buffon at Craven Cottage, I'm pretty sure they'd have found a way to get past the Portuguese, before, like the Gunners, being dumped out of the quarterfinals by Lionel Messi. 09-10 Aston Villa, Champions League last 16. Okay, during the 09-10 season, Liverpool finished a point behind Aston Villa in 7th. But lads, in this scenario, I'm just looking at the weakest squad to finish inside the top 7. So let's see. If Villa had won these imaginary playoffs, depriving Tottenham of the Champions League, I actually think they'd have done alright. I have to think Gerard Houllier would have got this talented squad past young boys in the qualifiers, probably qualified as group winners from, again, a pretty manageable group. Sure, Inter Milan were reigning champions, but under Rafa Benitez, they were playing like a bunch of drunks on day release. Spurs managed to squeak past AC Milan in the last 16, but no, I think for Villa, a team who still had a fat HITC stopped up front, I think that would probably have been the end of the road for them. 10-11 Everton Europa League semi-finals. Yeah, back in 2011 when David Moyes squeaked Everton into 7th in the league, listen, the Toffees under Moyes were a good team, and they were well capable of holding their own against the big boys. And you know what? I don't think they'd have disgraced themselves in Europe. Give them Arsenal's Champions League run, they'd have got past Udinese in the qualifiers, most likely finished 3rd to Marseille and Olympiacos in the group stage, so would be spat into the Europa League last 32, would probably have beaten Rubin Kazan, then overcome Metalist Kharkiv in the last 16, they would have probably beaten Sporting Lisbon in the quarterfinals, before, yeah, being absolutely ripped apart by Marcelo Bielsa's Atletico Bilbao in the semi-finals. A team who absolutely tore Man United to shreds in the last 16, let's not forget. 11-12 Newcastle Europa League semi-finals. Right, yes, Everton finished 7th in 2012, but you know what? If we were picking the weakest squad, then Alan Pardew's Newcastle team, a squad with the defence made of cardboard, a squad so thin they were almost having to chuck the kit man right back. For Christ's sake, James Perch was playing 20 odd games that season. How would they have done though if they were given the final Champions League berth ahead of Chelsea? Well, as Chelsea were, they'd have been chucked into a group of Juventus, Shakhtar Donetsk and Nordsjælland. So yes, 3rd place and being dumped into the Europa League. Like Chelsea, they'd probably have squeezed past Sparta Prague and Steaua Bucharest, and you know what, maybe even Rubin Kazan in the quarterfinals. After all, they only finished 6th in the Russian league that season. But yeah, I have to think a talented FC Basel team with Mo Salah on the goddamn books would most likely have beaten them in the semis. 12-13 Liverpool Champions League quarterfinals. Lads, during the 12-13 season, West Brom only 2 points off reaching 7th. Christ above, lads, Saido Berahino and Shane Long in the Champions League. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Instead, it was just a patchy Liverpool team. So, qualify that team for the Champions League the following season. I actually think they'd have done really well. Don't forget, by 2014, this was one of the best teams in Europe, exploding into life, finishing 2nd in the Premier League with one of the most menacing front lines in European football. Give them Arsenal's spot for the 13-14 season. You're damn right, Luis Suarez, Daniel Sturridge and Raheem Sterling are getting them past Fenerbahce in the qualifiers. And I'm sorry, but they are pipping Borussia Dortmund to top spot in the group as well. They would absolutely tear apart Zenit St. Petersburg in the last 16 before, yeah, probably getting dumped out of the quarterfinals by Carlo Ancelotti's Real Madrid. But still, last day of the Champions League, not bad for Brendan Rodgers. 13-14 Man United Champions League quarterfinals. Okay, can you imagine if David Moyes was let off the hook and that when he guided Man United into an embarrassing 7th, that was still enough to qualify them for the Champions League through the playoffs. And so, the following year, under the pragmatic Louis van Gaal, gave them Arsenal's Champions League spot, and yeah, I think they'd have also got past Besiktas in the qualifiers, and would also have finished runners-up to Jurgen Klopp's Dortmund in the group stage. By spring 2015, Man United were in red-hot form in the league, winning at Anfield, taking 4 past Man City, so I'm pretty sure, unlike the Gunners, they'd have navigated their way past Monaco in the last 16. But no, it probably wouldn't have had enough to see off Juventus in the quarterfinals. Still though, not bad for a club in crisis. 14-15 Southampton Europa League last 16. Ah yes, when Southampton under Ronald Koeman finished 7th in the league, just 10 points off 4th spot. So in this delusional reality, where the Saints win a Champions League playoff against Man United, Spurs and Liverpool, this talented bunch would take United's spot, get past Club Brugge in the qualifiers, before probably finishing rock bottom of a group consisting of Wolfsburg, PSV and CSKA Monaco. 15-16 West Ham Champions League qualifying round. Okay lads, West Ham in Europe, sure, they finished 7th in 2016, they were an exciting attacking team with Dimitri Payet, but they were also in the habit of being dumped out of the Europa League qualifiers by a bunch of part-time plumbers from Romania 2 seasons running. They clearly did not have a European mindset, so give them Man City's 4th place spot, and no, sorry, they're still going out in the qualifiers to show Bucharest. 16-17 Everton Champions League qualifying round. Yep, Ronald Koeman steered Everton to 7th in 2017 before the club went into virtual meltdown. By November, they were stuck in a relegation battle under David Unsworth, getting slapped 5-1 off Atalanta in the Europa League. That season was complete and utter mess, so give them Liverpool's Champions League passage, a road which ended with an appearance in the final, and no, sorry, this lopsided Everton squad would probably have fell at the first hurdle, being dumped out of the qualifiers by Hoffenheim. Sorry, but it's true. 17-18 Burnley Europa League last 16. Ah yes, when Sean Dyche somehow steered Burnley to 7th. Burnley in the Champions League, can you imagine? Again, the team that did finish 4th in 2018 were Liverpool, who went on to win the goddamn tournament. Burnley, if they were somehow put into the Champions League at Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp's expense, they'd probably finish 3rd in the group stage to both PSG and Napoli, but critically above Red Star Belgrade. I could see them progressing past Zurich in the Europa League round of 32, but no, would probably be slapped around by Red Bull Salzburg in the last 16. 18-19 Wolves Champions League quarterfinals. Alright lads, we all want to see Wolves in the Champions League, right? To see what they're made of. Even if they were in it this season, having finished 7th in 2019, I think Nuno Espirito Santo's lads would have done quite well, but have taken Tottenham's place, who spoke the European hopes up a tree, shipping 7 home against Bayern Munich, and being laughably slapped off the pitch by RB Leipzig in the last 16. I think Wolves would have done a better job than them. They'd have also finished 2nd to Bayern Munich in the group stage, but I think they would have had enough to squeak past RB Leipzig before, losing the quarterfinal to Atletico Madrid. But still, not bad. Anyway, lads, that's the end of the video. Let me know, lads, do you agree? Should there be a Champions League playoff? Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and as always, I'll talk to you in a while.